The global race for supremacy in technologies, like robotics and AI, hinges on one tiny component: semiconductor microchips. So I wrote about controls on semiconductors as part of an article that I wrote for TradeVistas, which was essentially about how semiconductors really are the beginning of an extended trade Cold War between the US and China. It was one of the most popular on the website. I'm excited about TradeVistas merging into the Hinrich Foundation site and the global reach it will afford. The article is a great starting point for sparking a complex discussion about trade in your classroom. It looks at how semiconductor trade was dominated by a small group of primarily American semiconductor companies. China, one of the biggest producers of new technologies, was left behind when it came to this semiconductor niche. But its companies are moving to catch up under its Made in China 2025 policy. The US is moving to block China with a restricted entity list, which means that controlled American technology may not be sold to them. China's dependence on American semiconductors has pushed Beijing to double down on policies to promote homegrown companies. But even the most sophisticated fabricator in China must rely on chips designed by foreign firms and on high-volume commercial production outside of China. The lesson in trade is simple. National champions require international supply chains. The US is not alone in its countermeasures. Europe is also turning to techno-nationalism. Governments have opened more fronts in the deepening tech war with China. Microchips are just the beginning, and they are a great way to start the trade discussion in your classroom.